Welcome back, everyone, to another exciting episode of Kicking It with Gab Chuch.
I am Gab.
And I'm Chuch. And
Finally,
we're so back.
Finally, international break is over. We're
Felt like
officially
forever.
back. Yeah, it did feel like quite a while, and we just got into it. Coming in, it's going to be now officially. It feels like the season will start, but there is another international break right around the corner. But
let's ignore that for now.
Yeah, right now we're full force. We got some really good games coming up in the next couple weeks. Gonna be an absolute banger of a time. We decided to get into a new segment that was probably going to be going forward just because of how popular it's been on the socials. All these youths posting these banger videos about Barclays Men. So here we go with our first Barclays Men of this episode. Take it away, Chuch.
Take it away. Come on, Wilfred Bonny. Score some goals for Swansea.
We go wild.
Dude,
man, Wilfred Bonny.
What a player.
Yeah.
And it's just so finished because he has a song, What other player has a song, Clap Fire? And he sang the song too.
Yeah, they got him singing the song on his official return. But either way, I mean, Wilfred Bonny, throwback player, former Man City player, didn't have an insane time at Man City, but definitely was bigger for the Prem at Swansea. So, I mean, let's see. He got into the Golden Boot race once in 2014-2015 with 10 goals. Finished at the top 10 of the Golden Boot race. 25 total Premier League goals for Swansea and only 6 for City. But his most notable goal for Man City in the Capital One Cup final at the time, 3-1 win over Sunderland. So good shouts for him. He had definitely a really good time. And I mean, for Swansea to have a top 10 goal scorer in the Premier League at one point, I mean, most Premier League watchers who have just started watching it may have never even heard of Swansea. But yeah, so that's our Barclays Man of the podcast. We will have one every episode for you moving forward, along with Banger of the Week on the recaps. So we'll have another one for you coming up on Tuesday. And Chuch is going to pick that one. I picked Wilfred Bonny myself. I don't know what. I mean, I brought it up a couple of days ago, Wilfred Bonny. And then
the name and I just started to sing the song.
Yeah, Chuch just remembered the song off the top of his head. And it's been stuck with us ever since. It's been a couple of days now, and we just sing, "Come on, Wilfred Bonny. Score some goals for Swansea. We go wild, wild, wild. Wild, wild, wild." What a banger.
What a banger. Yeah.
What a banger.
And it's fitting. If you've been on Twitter, TikTok, you know about the Barclays.
Yeah.
Barclays Men talk. It's everywhere. And then they're talking about players from that are playing now that are going to be future Barclays Men.
Yeah,
and
literally.
The list is never ending. So, yeah, hopefully we'll bring up some names that maybe forgotten, and you're like, dude, that guy.
Yeah.
Like we were just spitting names off the other day, and we're like, dude, that season and this season. And then if you guys have anyone that you guys can remember that just had that one season you can't forget about, put it in the comments. We'll read them. We'll freaking, if we like it, we'll put it in the next episode.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's gonna be one. We'll try to get something maybe going on the TikTok for our weekly episodes, our 2 weekly episodes for Barclays Man of the Pod. And we officially get to move back in. Usually our Tuesday episodes are a little shorter because no Banger of the Week or anything. I'm sorry, our Friday episodes. But, this will add something different and very, very popular right now. So, sweet to get into it. Hopefully we'll get some new followers from it. But let's have a look at our weekend preview. Chuch is going to take us away with a banger week of a comeback.
we got a good game for Man United to finally bounce back to start us off Saturday morning. Man United Southampton, 4:30 a.m. I will be asleep. I am exhausted.
Yeah.
I need to sleep. So, but yeah, there's some Ten Hag's been under some heat. Ronaldo just came out, dropped a video, just
Yes.
absolute name dropping, just bashing Ten Hag, just like a lot of people have. Till this day, I'm still a hater. Gab sounds like a hater too. But yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
so much has come out past couple of days.
Ten Hag even responded saying, how far away is Saudi from Manchester United? He's irrelevant to us, basically. But definitely massive. We've heard of a couple managers under pressure so far. We're hearing Sean Dyche could get sacked, new American takeover. Everton could get bought. So, apparently the new purchaser has been having some doubts about Sean Dyche. Obviously, he's American, never heard of Sean Dyche ball, apparently.
Doesn't
But
know proper ball.
yeah,
Brexit,
doesn't know proper
Brexit
ball.
football.
But it wouldn't be a bad replacement. David Moyes is set to to
Rumored.
be the replacement. 20 something years later. He just did it with West Ham. Got West Ham from I'd say a worse spot than they were in. Won them a major, trophy recently. So it wouldn't be necessarily something so horrible. David Moyes is a really good coach, manager. Just a good for sure. But I'm a big fan of Sean Dyche as well. Everybody knows Sean Dyche ball. But
A respectful man. Who's a
uh,
respectable
he'll be
manager.
wanted. He'll be wanted by some other club, even if it's not a Premier League club. I would expect him to see him in the Championship, bringing a team, into glory. At worst case scenario, shoot, who knows how long Wayne Rooney might last at Plymouth? They're in the relegation zone, so maybe Sean Dyche will try to save them. We'll see what happens, but heading into it, yes, Southampton, Manchester United should be an easy one for United. Would love to
Oh,
wake up and see at least a draw. It would start a very good Saturday off for sure.
yeah, it needs to be just morally crushing for that Man United team. But yeah, this is a must-win game for them.
Yeah,
There was all this talk about these were just a preseason. This is the actual start of it. Like, if that's what Ten Hag's saying, prove it to your players, prove it to your fans, make it a statement win. Freaking break the socks off those guys. If you're the manager that you say you are, you're gonna fucking put a performance and you're gonna go off. But if
yeah,
not,
definitely.
if they struggle, it's gonna be the same thing over and over again, a never-ending cycle. So we'll have to
Yeah.
see.
Let's see. Manuel Ugarte, I'm not sure if he's going to be fully fit in the squad yet. Hasn't had time to. I think it was like the last day of the window, everything made official. So probably has had a very short time to actually train with everyone in the first team. Looks like Hoyland and Luke Shaw are progressing decently well. Um, I don't know. Ugarte was the only one I think so far that had trained at all with all those injuries that are out right now. But we'll see what happens. But should be an easy one for them for sure. Southampton, not the best, 100%. And let's have a look at our next match.
Next up, we got uh, red hot Brighton right now against Ipswich. Ipswich has been, you know, lackluster. They made some decent signings, not, but the results haven't been favoring them. But you got to think about who they played. They played Liverpool, they played City, and then Fulham. Fulham was an okay match for them. Um, but Brighton will be, I feel like, a tough game, just because how well they've been playing. Um, Tied against Arsenal.
Yeah, definitely. We also have, James Milner started all three games so far. He's coming up really, really close to the most appearances of all time. He is just about 16 appearances away from matching Gareth Barry's. So, I mean, he's getting pretty close. He'll match it at the end of the
That's the
season.
name, Gareth
Um,
Barry.
yeah. So definitely just I mean, a big shout to him. I mean, guy's been unreal. There was some injury talks from him,
Yeah,
for just before the break, but it looks like he'll be good to go. But either way, I mean, shoot, 637 current appearances. That's quite unreal. More infamously known for his center mid days, but I mean, playing just about anywhere. Guy was false nine. I mean, left back, right back, anywhere you want to play
left
this
wing
guy.
back.
Quite unreal. Yeah, literally. I mean, you got names up there with the likes of Ryan Giggs, Frank Lampard, Jamie Carragher, Phil Neville, Gareth Barry, Emil Heskey. I mean, just massive names up there, legends for sure.
Yeah, should
Let's
be good game. I think Brighton will take care of it.
Evan Ferguson also did play during the international break. He's been a little bit out with the ankle injury, but I mean, he sounds like he's going to come back. Still really, really young. I think Brighton have kind of hesitated a bit to let him loose. They have something good, potentially a player that could be sold for quite a bit. Brighton have had quite the massive signings lately. Having sold them, especially to Chelsea. Yeah. let's let's have a look at the next match. That should be a Brighton win easily for me.
Yeah, definitely. Next up, we got. I think should be a decent game. Palace Leicester. Palace hasn't been doing so well, but they did decent against Chelsea. I'll give them that. Let's see if they can continue that form. See more from Eze. Um, let's see.
Yeah, I
Well,
believe before Eze's goal last weekend or the weekend prior, he had the most shots on target without a goal. But absolute stunner versus Chelsea. But yeah, I mean, Palace down bad right now. Haven't really got going. I mean, at this point, after their strong finish last season, it's a little bit concerning. They only have 1 point. Still very early, but either way, I mean, could definitely lead into some hot seat conversations here pretty soon.
uh, yeah, yeah. Especially just because if you saw the way they finished off last season, you would think like, dude, like they're gonna freaking make a push next season,
Yeah,
and then Elisa gets sold.
yeah, that was the biggest blow
Everything
for
just
sure.
kind of just crumbled in, but we'll have to see. I think Leicester will play a decent match, but I think they're gonna fall short to Palace.
Yeah, apparently they've got some locker room controversy going on. Steve Cooper's on the hot seat already. Apparently, he has not won over the players. So, I mean, we'll see what happens there. I absolutely love Steve Cooper. I only ever hear good things about Steve Cooper, but he always does manage to get sacked. So we'll see. But no, I mean, they're at full force. They have a lot of their main players. I don't think there's anyone missing for them. And, Palace, Adam Wharton's been out. Well, not out, but he's had a groin issue for a little bit, and we'll see what happens there. But should be good to go. Should be a sleeper game of the week, I think.
Hmm.
Could potentially be a banger. Couple, 3, 4, 5 goals maybe, just depending. And that will be actually on national TV for us.
Yeah,
Ooh, we have another
moving right to the
cracker of a
next
next
game.
game too, I think.
I think this one as well will be a really good game. Fulham West Ham. You know, London Derby, mate. Can never go wrong with the London Derby.
No,
This is
can't.
just one of the other London derbies that will be played this weekend.
Massive
But
one for sure.
yeah,
I
but
think this is at Fulham, at Craven Cottage. Yeah, it is. Always going to be a banger for me. I mean, I'll be interested to see who starts in goalie for West Ham. I mean, they had a couple changes the week prior. Um, I don't know. I mean, freaking Fulham. I want to say they're going to be hot, but you never know really from them. They got a lot of those old Arsenal Barclays men, but but they also, West Ham are killing it. I mean, they have talent up the wazoo. Still have yet to see the full potential of Fulkrug, as he hasn't really started yet. And then, yeah, I mean, just some definitely big names for them. Carlos Soler finally coming in,
Yeah,
could
finally.
potentially get some playing time there. So
Yeah, we'll
we'll see
have
what
to see.
happens.
Yeah, we'll have to see how that midfield is gonna look. Now you got Paqueta, you got Edson Alvarez, Soler in there now. A lot of pieces.
Yeah.
Now they gotta see if West Ham can execute it. But yeah, it should be a good game. Traore has been playing a lot better. It's good to see him balling out again.
Yeah. Yeah, he should. Oh, man. EAFC's coming up, too. Get those starter squads ready. Man, I mean, looks like Nicholas Fulkrug also did pick up a knock. Not
Yeah,
exactly sure what's going on. They haven't really said much, but
we'll probably
we'll
find
see what
out.
happens. Yeah,
Yeah,
but yeah, let's see.
moving into the next game. We got Liverpool Forest. I'm thinking it's gonna be a battering.
Yeah,
There's something.
unfortunately, Liverpool are extremely dominant, and
At Anfield
Forest are not.
too.
Yeah, bad week for Forest. But I mean, it doesn't look like Forest are really in too bad of a spot right now. They got 5 points. They
Yeah,
picked up a win and two draws in, have yet to lose a game. Unfortunately, they will lose a game, but I mean, 5 points to start. You're looking, they're sitting in ninth right now, where Chelsea's all the way in 11th. Freaking West Ham United 13th, 14th. I mean, they could be in worse places for sure. But not too bad of a start for them for sure. I think it's
yeah,
really good what they got.
yeah. Really good. The freaking revival of Gravenberch has been absolutely insane. Looking like an absolute steal.
Yeah,
Finally seeing him
honestly.
come into this league, making a name. Him, McAllister, and Slozabai just looking like a really good midfield. Still some questions about who's playing up top. Is it going to be Gakpo? Is it going to be Nunez? We've seen Jota up there,
Yeah,
so
definitely.
just going to see
Well, I
how it
mean,
all fits together.
for me, it only makes sense. I mean, Gravenberch being a former Ajax man himself, Arnie Slot, was in the Dutch league for a bit of a time, so probably envied him or wanted to manage him for a little while. So getting, it's a good start for sure for Gravenberch. Took kind of not really even a bit of a leap coming over from Bundesliga because he wasn't really playing much either, but
Yeah,
I mean, the fact that a big club wanted him, that's always good. We see all the time guys like Gravenberch stay at, a Bayern or somewhere massive and never end up playing, only to just fall to some of these lower clubs. But it's finally good to see him playing for sure. And yeah, I mean, hopefully, I mean, he's been killing it. Hopefully, he'll keep killing it. I think Harvey Elliott got an injury over the international break, and I think that's it. Maybe actually I saw something about Curtis Jones too. But Federico Chiesa should be in, should play. So
yeah,
massive debut. He could absolutely kill it. I mean, not sure what the lineup's gonna look like, but definitely interested to see because I mean this guy's a dog. This guy's a dog. I mean, we've been talking about Federico Chiesa for years. I thought this guy was like 30 by now. He's only like 26, I think. We looked it up.
yeah.
Yeah, this guy's still young.
All the potential
Still got
still.
massive potential. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I see Forest struggling, especially if they treat Liverpool treats them like if they're Man United and just
Yeah.
go crazy.
Literally. Yeah. That's going to be quite hopefully not too big of a battering, but
Yeah.
you know, I would not be surprised if Forest could pull away a point, just because. I mean, who expects it? It's the Premier League. Anything could happen, but who
That's
knows?
true. Yeah. All right. Let's wrap our last 7 a.m. game. It's gonna be we got Man City Brentford. Take it away, Gab. What you got?
Should be. I mean, Phil Foden fully expected to be back. Rodri fully expected to be back. No major injuries outside of Nathan Ake over the international break, who was stretchered off.
Yeah.
Um,
Hate to see that.
but yeah, generally. But I mean, there's no updated news for him now. It looks like a muscle injury. Phil Foden, who allegedly has been sick, per se, more feels like a rest than more than anything. Savinho did come off injured the last match as well. Shouldn't be anything, but I think maybe Jack Grealish gets a start here, just in place of Savinho. Maybe Foden gets the start over Bernardo. I'm not exactly sure, but we'll find out for sure. Erling Haaland's been absolutely killing it, absolutely battering. I expect nonetheless more than 3 more goals from him. I mean, it's quite unreal that we could just say that, and it probably could happen. But definitely, I mean, I'm excited. I mean, we've been dominant. We've been dominant, and we haven't even had our think about it. Phil Foden played maybe 30 minutes, or 45 minutes. I think he played. And since then, I mean, Kyle Walker barely played. Rico Lewis has been absolutely killing it. Killed it for England too. This international break. John Stone's barely getting into it for England. Hasn't really done too much. But yeah, I mean, full force. Gundogan barely coming back into it too. Matthias Nunes picked up an assist in his limited time. I mean, we're firing on all forces. Kovacic looks like prime Kovacic, like a different level Barclays Men in the future. That's going to be Kovacic. People are going to look back. No, Kovacic 100% is solidified as a Barclays Man himself. 10 years from now, they'll look back and they'll be like, damn, Mateo Kovacic.
He's just very swifty on the ball. He loves taking the player on with his dribbles, dude. He's
Outside
so
the box
underrated.
volley from Chelsea. That's the first thing that comes to mind. Outside the box volley. Absolutely unreal.
Against
Champions League.
Chelsea and for Chelsea.
Yeah, and for
Yeah.
Chelsea. That's the one that I think of for sure.
When Hazard left, seeing him on the ball gave us that little glimpse of he's still here.
Yeah. No, but definitely, I mean, should be hopefully a battering. But, I mean, Brentford in their post-Tony stage, 40 plus million pounds to them. I'm sure it's more. There's no way it's not more. I say that with everything, though. I feel like there's no way Holland, only went for 65 million or 55 million pounds. Like there's got to be some, and I know, and if there's got to be some added bonuses, and there's no way Man City didn't pay him because they won everything after.
He got
But
paid.
either way, alleged financial breach charges set to take place Monday court hearing. I've
Slap on the
already heard
wrist.
some rumors that Man City are expecting a win in the case. We'll see.
Slap on the wrist, buddy. What's new?
Maybe a transfer ban. I don't know. I'll take it. I mean, we picked up Savinho. Transfer ban. I mean, what else do we need for right now? That's quite crazy. But anyway, let's get on to the next game because this one should be a 4-1 win, I'd say.
Yeah. Next game, we got 9:30 a.m. Villa Everton. I my brain just is telling me like a 4-1 win. It's, there's just so much going on at Everton right now. We mentioned it. David Moyes might be coming in. The takeover. The last year in the stadium. It would only be fitting to have them relegated.
Yeah, definitely. I know that Braithwaite has been out with his groin injury a bit. Did return to training, but they're still, I guess, trying to manage him so he doesn't have to come back, immediately and just absolutely go right back on injured reserve. Broja's got a little foot issue going too. Not too sure if he's going to be playing. I don't think he is. I think they said that he was going to have some time. So I don't expect him to go right away. But we'll see what happens there. And Aston Villa, I mean, who have absolutely been killing it.
Yeah.
Maybe this is where Ollie Watkins gets going. He allegedly did take a knock. He withdrew from the England squad. Leon Bailey always dealing with a hamstring injury, it feels like. Matty Cash still out. Tyrone Mings still out. Konsa picked up a knock during the international break also. Not too sure what that means for him this weekend. But definitely, I mean, I'd be very, very interested to see if John Duran gets the start, if Ollie Watkins is not available to go still,
Feel like
because he has been massive.
Feel like he deserves it.
It's like a goal every week so far, I think, that he's been substituted in. But yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens there. But that one, definitely, I'm going Villa like 3-1.
Yeah.
Or 3-0, maybe.
At Villa Park, too. Good luck, buddy.
Everton are down bad.
Okay. And then we're going to our last Saturday game. Right at 12 o'clock. We got the mighty Chelsea against Bournemouth. It's never a boring, dull day at Chelsea. Now we're hearing that Clear Lake wants to buy out Todd Bowley because he's too vocal about stuff that's going on. Apparently, he was in the dressing room saying that Sterling was shite.
Yeah.
Wild. Especially when, I mean, there was a moment where, Sterling was just, what is he doing? And there's his moments where he's looking like prime Liverpool, Man City, Sterling. So it was just tough, I guess. Anthony Taylor's a ref. Oh, we're done for. Nah.
No, see, the craziest thing is, honestly, it's these Americans that really the only American that I felt that has, or Americans that I felt have taken over a club successfully right now, genuinely feels like a troll, but it's Ryan Reynolds, obviously, and Rob McIlhenry. I mean, talk about, turning a club around. I mean, we get the difference between fifth division English, football versus the Premier League. I mean, every American that's taken over a team, they just absolutely make a fool of themselves. Like Todd Bowley has been vocal. I mean, it does make sense, but we're not seeing results. We're not seeing anything. It's up and down all the time. I mean, a guy could just stay in the shadows, and I mean, we know it's not like we don't know that it's a turnaround, like it's a rebuild of some sort. I mean, Chelsea won the Champions League, and now they're, I mean, in the depths of it. Not to say, I mean, when they won the Champions League, I mean, how good really were they? Just spur of them. I mean, no. What else did they have?
The lowest amount of goals conceded in a Champions League campaign.
Yes.
4, buddy. 4.
I'm just saying, that was a special run in Champions League football. I'm just saying they weren't the best Premier League team per se. I'm just saying, my point being that it was a special run from them, and it seems that they could have returned to that sort of glory. But I mean, it's just like anything else. Big Six club, going to be scrutinized to the end of it, especially with the American owner who's already going in with the disadvantage. Not too much to be done there. But I mean, still, who's going to start for that squad? We have no idea.
Maresca said that Sancho has been training excellent. He said he's looking like the special player that I know he is. So that's great to hear. If Bournemouth play with the low block, that's your man. You're gonna start him. He loves the 1v1s.
But who? I mean, who's? I mean, Madueke has been on fire.
Yeah,
Came
Madrid,
in assist for England. 10 minutes in.
play him on
I
the
mean,
left
you got to
side. Take
start
off
him.
Mudrik.
Yeah, you got to start Madueke for me. You have to start Cole Palmer, obviously. I mean, Nico Jackson's most likely going to get the start. So, yeah, I mean, you have unreal options. You got Moidrick, you have Neto, and then you have Sancho. I mean, like, what? Like, it is unreal talent, but at the same time, it's like, if you make one mistake, no matter, I mean, you're off. You're off. That's basically it. I mean, that, not to say that's not how it should be, but at a point where they're at, where it's not just one player that hasn't found their way, it's multiple players. Like, we could argue that, Caicedo hasn't been the best. He is finding his way, but where are we at a year later, a season later? Enzo Fernandez, always really good baller, but I mean, you could argue he also hasn't found his way. I mean, a year later, here we are. I mean, he still puts on good performances, but the team's still not winning. Nico Jackson, hot and cold, very streaky. A year later, really the only solid player in the Chelsea squads for me would be like a Malo Gusto or a Mark Cucurella, who have been absolutely stellar for club and country.
Reece James should be back. He should be healthy, especially after Gusto picked up a knock right before the international break. But yeah,
No, I don't buy it.
Reece James will be ready to go, buddy.
I
You're
don't
gonna
buy
see
it.
our boy.
Yeah, you'll see him for about 20 minutes.
I
I do not buy it.
hate watch.
But yeah, but I mean, this should be a good game either way. Bournemouth have surprised us so far this season. Chelsea have shocked us at times, so we'll see what happens. Could be an absolute banger. Chelsea could absolutely obliterate them. I really don't know,
Don't know.
but Bournemouth are more definitely on the Wolves category for me, so could go either way.
Dude, and we freaking left out Pedro Neto, who looked insane in the freaking Portugal game.
Yeah, he did.
Dude, there's so many options. It's just time will tell how Maresca plans to plug and play these players against certain oppositions. 'Cause that's what it
Yeah.
seems like.
And not to mention as well, Cole Palmer has been left off the Europa Conference League squad, as well as a couple of key names. So, I mean, looks like they're going to get some other players in, more opportunities. I mean, there's no real reason for Cole Palmer to play in the Conference League right now. I
Yeah,
mean,
they have a chance to bring him back into the knockout stages, so
yeah,
it makes sense. He
yeah,
withdrew from the England team just to be safe. Don't want to risk anything with him, especially if we're gonna be Cole Palmer FC. We might as well embrace it.
yeah, definitely. But yeah, that's our last Saturday game.
Last
Should be a
night,
good one.
yeah, I'm going 2-0 win. Come on, Chelsea.
I don't know. I'm gonna go like a 4-2 Chelsea.
All right, that wraps up our Saturday games. Sunday cracker game started off. Game of the week, London Derby. We got Tottenham Arsenal 6 a.m. sharp. I will be there. Gab will be there.
Yeah, definitely.
Who will else be there?
London
Yeah,
Derby for sure.
this
Some
is
major noticeable misses from those squads.
yeah.
We're gonna have Arsenal with some major injuries right now. Gabriel Jesus potentially still out. Mikel Merino for sure out. Martin
Odegaard,
Odegaard for sure out. Declan Rice will miss due to a red card. Tomiyasu's been out.
Fiore is expected to
Fiore,
miss it.
yeah, just got injured during the international break. Same with Martin Odegaard. But they're saying that Martin Odegaard could be very serious of an injury. Could be quite a few weeks, they're saying. So we'll see what really happens with him. If I'm expecting us to get an update probably tomorrow.
Yeah, we
It's
usually
always
get
happens
updates
on
to Friday
Fridays.
mornings press
Yeah,
conference.
but Something noticeable. We have Martin Odegaard Arsenal without Martin Odegaard. They have 19 total matches, 7 losses, 10 wins, and 2 draws. So it could definitely change up the dynamic just a bit versus their usual. With him, they have 77 wins and only 22 losses. So definitely a big difference for them. Win or lose, they are only 52% of a win percentage without him. Which is still quite good, but 66% with him in the lineup. So big change. We'll see what happens. One of their major assisters behind Bukayo Saka.
Yeah. And then we look over at Spurs. Solanke's still out. Richarlison picked up a knock. Who else?
Mickey Van de
Basuma.
Ven has
Basuma
potential.
said he could be out.
Yeah, Bentaker could return after that scary injury a few weeks back. Still facing some allegations of racial misconduct due to a comment made about his Spurs teammate's human son. But we'll see what happens there. I don't know. Don't want to get into that.
Yeah.
But definitely, either way, Solanke's still the big miss for them. They have. If you look at their team on paper, absolutely stunning squad. They just can't seem to figure it out. Their
Yeah.
attack is really. Every defense, every Rolls Royce defense, the Arsenals, the Man Cities. If you think about those teams, the Liverpools, they have Rolls Royce defenses. But the thing that keeps them on top of the league is their Rolls Royce offenses. And you absolutely have Rolls Royce offense at Tottenham that drives like a freaking
Mitsubishi
like
Mirage.
a Kia Sorento, something like that. You're talking about so much unreliability. You really have Heung-min Son only that really is the only one that could produce week in, week out. And you have names like Timo Werner, you got Richarlison. Solanke, the first week he did play, missed a couple big chances. But Kulusevski, Brennan Johnson, who's supposed to
Johnson,
be an
yeah.
upcoming star. You got guys that could score and that should score. And, it just is a big blow for Solanke to be out, a couple weekends, especially after the big signing. But we'll see. Richarlison injury set to be a couple of weeks, so not too sure. And Solanke, no real update. Haven't really said anything. They just said he's not ready to go. Not sure when.
Who do we got?
I am gonna go Arsenal. I don't want Arsenal to win. I'm gonna root for Spurs, but I think Arsenal will win. This is a rivalry of rivalries. Man, you want to watch. This game makes you want to watch like a Green Street Hooligans before the match, a Football Factory before the match. Absolute belter of a rivalry. We know the fans hate each other. The ultras will be in full effect. This is at Tottenham Stadium. So, gonna be a massive one for sure.
I like it. I feel like this game could go anywhere. I'm thinking like a 1-1 draw, but I feel like it feels like one of those games where Arsenal will just get a late goal to win it. Just they're gonna grind it out. I'm 1-1 draw, 2-1 Arsenal. That's kind of where I'm at, especially. Yeah, even though they're missing some crucial players, we'll see how they adapt. See how the midfield looks. Probably Partey.
Yeah, definitely. Declan Rice, obviously, with him and Odegaard missing, it's gonna be definitely a different midfield look. Partey's been playing really, really well though recently. I would expect to see maybe Jorginho in there
Yeah,
for sure. with Partey, maybe even Trossard. I would like to see him and Sterling get the start. Um, Raz Sterling, I mean, what more can I say about the lad than tapping the badge? I mean, as shit as I say, as shit as I might have said that he was at one point, guy's a club legend. I mean, he's just a legend in general. But, yeah, Raz Sterling, hopefully he gets the start. Martinelli hasn't done much. Trossard's been absolutely a great super sub for them. This would be his chance to shine in the midfield. And then Urian Timber maybe also gets the start in place of Calafiori. Zinchenko hasn't been getting much love either.
No, definitely not.
But yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens. Jorginho, I'm expecting to see throwback Jorginho.
We'll see.
Yeah.
If not,
We'll still,
if not, Arteta will probably just throw himself into the game, put in a
yeah,
shift.
yeah, definitely. I've been seeing those memes, yeah, of him getting on the pitch. But yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna go Arsenal. Want Tottenham to win. We'll be rooting for Tottenham, but I think Arsenal just have too consistent right now. And we do have one final match for the Sunday.
One final 8:30 kickoff at the Molyneux. We got Wolves Newcastle.
Wolves, Newcastle, Alexander Isak,
Yeah,
massive for the
it's
club.
been insane. I'm
Yeah.
thinking, I think they'll pull it off comfortably, like a 3-1 maybe.
I don't know. I think it could be tougher. I think I'm going to go with the draw on this one. I might go like a 2-2. Newcastle do still have quite a bit of knocks, quite a bit of injuries for them. Sven Botman's still been out. It looks like Lewis Miley, Callum Wilson. I mean, massive striker for them, who's been one of their best goal scorers in the past few seasons. It's been out. Joe Willock as well. We'll definitely see what happens, but I mean, Anthony Gordon got some playing time for England. Didn't do too bad. Didn't do too, didn't do too well. I felt like that left side was more controlled by Jack Grealish at the time. So we'll see what happens there. But either way, I mean, we'll see. I know Sven Botman's for sure out.
Yeah, should be
Still,
out till probably next year.
yeah, ACL injury. He's cooked. Yeah,
Yeah,
but that's it.
that should wrap up a nice weekend. No Monday games, and then, buddy, we got Champions League back on Tuesday. We'll be there. We'll be here, talking it up, chopping it up. It will be exciting. We got some games to cover, but until then, we gotta get through these games. Just get an idea. Let's just take a look at the table, see what it looks like. Of course, up top, are we surprised? Man City, 9 points, plus 7 goal differential. What's new?
Yeah, definitely.
Right behind them, Liverpool, same as well, plus 7 goal differential. Not bad, not bad. I I thought they would
Slot ball.
struggle, slop ball. I thought they would struggle a bit, and after that, you got Brighton third, Arsenal fourth, Newcastle fifth, all tied with 7 points. That
Aston Villa are quite a bit down there
yeah
for being as good as they've been. That's for
yeah
sure. The week
yeah
versus Liverpool was massive, but
yeah.
I know Arsenal. I think it was. I don't remember. All I know is Ollie Watkins choked. It was
Yeah, no,
Arsenal. It
yeah,
was
they lost
Arsenal.
against Arsenal. Yeah, Brentford sixth, Villa seventh, and then Bournemouth eighth, Forest ninth. Right at 10, we got Tottenham, then Chelsea, then Fulham, then West Ham. Sort of a London team, you'd say.
Yeah, literally. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 4 straight London teams. Crazy.
Yeah. And then 14th, Man United. 15, Leicester. And then coming up around the bottom, we got Crystal Palace and Ipswich. 18th, you got Wolves. 1
Shocker.
point. Yeah.
Bit of a shocker.
Not a shocker. Southampton, 0 points.
Yeah.
And then the one that I'm praying for the day to come, we got Everton at last.
Yeah.
-8 goal differential. 0 points.
2 goals only scored, I think.
Yeah,
Let's
two
see.
goals. 2 goals scored, 10 conceded. And in those 2 goals that they scored, they blew the 2-0 lead. And you guys
Yeah.
remember what happened.
Yeah, that's quite unreal. But yeah, I mean, would be massive if Everton take their first official or first ever relegation, heading into a new stadium, potentially with getting a new owner. I mean, would be absolutely crippling. I think this potential buyout from an owner should wait until next season, see what he's fully will be getting himself into. But either way, I mean, Everton Football Club, massive regardless. Trophy cabinet may be a bit dusty, but I mean, everyone in the right mind knows Everton football.
I'm hoping they go
Yeah.
down. They are a legendary club, I will admit that. But it's time. All good things must come to an end eventually. As we've
Yeah,
said it
definitely.
before. Just go down, take the plummet, then hopefully go down again and never come back to the Prem.
No, that won't happen.
No, it won't happen, but I like to joke.
Everton are too massive to. If they go down, they're coming right back up, in my opinion. But either way, yeah, could be a historically bad team for them. They have some good players. I mean, it's not like they don't. Just a matter of getting it all together without the injuries and whatnot. But we'll see. That's all I got for this week. I can't wait for our next Barclays, man. We'll have some good stats. We'll have, hopefully some good TikTok vids on that. Champions League football right around the corner with a massive, couple good slates. A Tuesday, a Wednesday, a Thursday, all back to back on consistent weeks, or I think, it's the 17th, 18th, 19th, just game after game after game. Gonna be some bangers. I mean, I don't quite yet understand it, but we'll get
Well,
into it. We'll
yeah,
try to break it down for you
we'll learn with
in the
you
next
guys.
episode.
We'll
Yeah.
get we'll have the CBS cast, amazing cast, to joke along with some meme-worthy stuff. Rest in peace,
Yeah.
Thierry Henry. If you know, you
Don't say
know.
that. Yeah, if you do know, you know. Thierry Henry's not actually dead, for those of you who don't know.
Just his
Not
love for
actually
Kate
dead.
Abdo is.
Yeah.
Or not. Who knows?
Who knew Caesar and Thierry Henry were so close, were so similar? If you know, you know. All right.
Alright,
Well,
that's
that's
it.
all
I'm
I
out of
got.
here.
Yeah. Thank you guys. If you got this far, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Follow us on TikTok. Last video we did on TikTok got 1,600 views, which was absolutely massive. Well, for as little as we are, it's absolutely massive.
Yeah.
But
Thank you guys for everything. The love, support. We
yes,
love every
Chuch
bit of it.
got that ring on his finger now, officially married. Ring on his finger. That's what I'm talking about. There is now a Mrs. Chuch on the premises. Oh. But all right, guys. Thank you, everybody. You were kicking it.
Gab Chuch.
Gab Chuch. Boom.
Boom.